What's going on, everybody? Good morning. Hope you guys are doing well. We're going to switch things up just a little bit today. No draft evaluation videos today. We're going to take a day away from that. We are going to do the stream with the Hawk's Nest in about 3 hours. Well, actually, a little more than 4 hours from the upload of this video. And I'm going to do this video now, and then I'm going to do another video in the afternoon. But we can afford to take a day off because we have plenty of time, and I want to let some of the other stuff breathe today. So we'll do more draft evals tomorrow, but we're going to be taking the first day off because you guys know I like to take the first day of the month, excuse me, to discuss the month that we just had on the channel and the month that we hope to have going forward. So this is your April 2025 state of the channel. So let's talk about the month that was March 2025. It was a great month. It was a big bounce back after some slower months. I talked last month about how things were pretty darn uneventful in the month of February, which is pretty common for a football team that doesn't play in the Super Bowl. There's just not a lot going on. You're prepping for free agency, you're doing some prepping for the draft, but you're kind of just waiting for stuff to happen most of the time. Now, as it happens, we were kind of waiting for not a heck of a lot in February this year. We had already fired Ryan Grubb. I think we had hired Kubiak before February kicked in, but either way, there wasn't a lot going on. But March, we had action. We had big time action in March. Now, I'm going to just go ahead and say it. I don't love everything that this team did in the month of March, but they definitely did things. And those things definitely drove people's interest. We traded two star players for draft picks. And then we went through free agency, and we didn't do a ton, but we did do some stuff. And some of the stuff we did was big, right? We signed a $100 million quarterback, even if he never sees most of that money. We signed a quarterback to a $100 million contract. We signed guys like DeMarcus Lawrence and Cooper Kupp. Now, again, I want to stress I'm not the biggest fan in the world of these decisions and these moves, but at least they were moves. At least they were things that you can talk about. At least there were things that you can break down. And that was sometimes that can be enough. So March was an active time for the Seattle Seahawks, and the channel was able to do better because of it. We're looking at right around 600,000 views in the month of March. Now, obviously, a big part of that are the first wave of free agency streams that I do, where that first 5 day period of free agency, legal tampering, and then actual free agency, I stream 8 hours a day. And this year it went well. Obviously, as the week went on, interest waned a little bit, but we were still having hundreds of people in there even at the end of the week. We had hundreds of people in there even when nothing was happening. People had a lot of fun. Interesting stuff did happen. I mean, that first day there were over 1,000 people in there at some points. And even if you're not particularly into what is going on, there is going to be a certain amount of desire to see action just so you can know that you're alive. So 600,000 views more or less in the month of March. A lot of it came from those long streams, also from the videos that get cut out of those streams that I do whenever the Seahawks make a move of note. We also had the start of draft stuff. We also had the initial discussions of draft prospects, which obviously continue on into April now, but that's been taking up most of our attention over the last few weeks, and that's been going well. Obviously, that content's not for everybody, but it is for some people, and I think that some people really like those videos. So, awesome stuff going on here. Obviously, there have been things that have happened over the past month that I've covered as needed, like when we've made a particular decision one way or the other with a particular, maybe a coach, maybe we've had a certain player in for a visit from the draft, maybe something of note happened at the combine, whatever it may be, I'm here trying to discuss it the best that I can. And they gave us a lot, right? Gained well over 300 subscribers in the month, which is a huge, huge step up from where we were in February. February, I think it was like less than 15 because nothing happened. And the subscribers that I gained this month, that came even with me not really liking most of the things that the Seahawks did. If I had liked what the Seahawks did and been more positive about it, it probably would have gone up even more. So shout out to everybody who's new to the channel. Shout out to everybody who is tuning in for the first time this month. Shout out to everybody who's subbed to this channel just in general. So even though I'm often offering less than optimistic takes, people are turning out and we're getting eyes back on the channel in a big way. And it was a big, important month, and we got to where we needed to, even with me taking vacation. That's another thing I want to say. Obviously, I backloaded like 5 days worth of videos when I was on vacation, but I did what I could to continue to talk about the team as need be when I was on vacation. That ended up working out pretty well. So thank you everybody for bearing with me through that. And yeah, I was able to have a really good time doing something I usually don't do. I'm not a big traveler. I'm not somebody who goes places all that often. I don't really like to, but it was a interesting, unique opportunity that I had this year, so I took it. And it ended up going well, and it didn't really disrupt anything on the channel. I took like 1 day off. Realistically, I took, maybe you could say that wasn't even really a day off because I had a couple videos that day, but I took 1 day off, and that's really the only disruption that is certainly worth it, right? So, YouTube stuff this month, absolutely awesome. Now, beyond that, there really isn't much to say. I barely streamed on Twitch in March. I think I did a little bit of Lost Judgment, but right now I am so busy with draft stuff. The idea of trying to stream video games over on Twitch is just, it's not happening. I'm having to spend so much time on preparing draft videos and looking at draft stuff. It's not happening. So I've streamed very little this month. To anybody who follows me on, or yeah, follows me on Twitch, I am going to come back, but it's not going to be until after we get through the draft stuff, and it might not be until a little bit after that as well, because I need to be taking my time with draft stuff as much as I can right now. That's just the way it is. I have enough going on to where that just needs to get cut out for a little bit. Not much to say about X. I'm posting most of my videos over there, although if you read my video, or excuse me, if you do watch my videos on X, you may notice that not every video gets posted over there. YouTube will pretty much always be the best place to watch my stuff. That's where I upload everything, and that's where I upload first. So, that's really about all I can say about March. It was a great month. It was a month that was needed on the channel. It was a month that, reminded me how fun and how successful it can be to stream that first week of free agency. It's a 40-hour streaming week, which, I mean, that's a full work week of just sitting on stream, and you spend a decent chunk of time just sitting there waiting for something to happen, and then nothing happens, especially the last 2 days. But people like it. I like doing it, and people turn out for it. So thank you to everybody who helped make that week of streaming possible. That was obviously most of the stuff, but there was a lot of other stuff that worked really well on the channel this month. So April speaks for itself. We've got, a little more than 3 weeks to go before the draft. We're going to be doing draft evals. I'm going to be doing a bunch of streams with the Hawk's Nest. We did our first draft eval stream a couple days ago. We're going to have another one later today. And we're basically just going to be going. We're just going to be pumping out the draft content in video form and stream form, with the Hawk's Nest and solo, depending on the format. And we should have plenty of time to get everything we need to say out before we start the draft. So the idea is we hit all that coverage. We talk about news as it pertains to the Seahawks, even if it's a tangential relationship. Sometimes we still talk about it. And then we get to the draft, and my plan is to stream the whole draft. Go live for day 1, day 2, and day 3. and that'll be kind of the last big streaming hurrah of the year, because my two big streaming hurrahs are the free agency first week and the draft. So get ready for that. That'll be the 24th through the 26th, I think. I'll be streaming the whole draft. I'll be covering it. I'll be talking about it the best that I can. I'll be breaking it down from a Seahawks perspective, but I'll also be talking about other things that happen. So April should be a good month. I don't think it'll be as good as March, but we've got a lot of picks to use. We've got a lot of interesting things we can do. I think a lot of people are at least interested. Even if you're not excited right now, you're at least interested in seeing what comes next. And other than that, I don't know really what else April's going to be. It's going to be draft, draft, draft. If we sign somebody in free agency, then of course we get into that stuff, but we're at the point now where most of the players we could sign are not super interesting. The big guns are mostly off the market. There may be a trade, which is something worth exploring, but that's really something that can happen at almost any time. That's about it for the YouTube stuff. Hopefully we can get to 20,000 subscribers by the end of the month. Honestly, the draft stuff, the draft streams alone should pretty much get us there. If history is anything to go by, where we need 200, and as of right now, with the first day of April, we're looking at like 253 subscribers. I'm looking at it right now. Should be able to do that. The draft is going to be a big pull. And then on Twitch, I'm just going to start streaming again whenever I'm able to move on from the draft stuff. Whenever I'm not spending every waking moment on draft, then I'll go back to Lost Judgment. I'll start some stuff on PC, maybe do some American Truck Simulator again. Might do some like a Battlefield stream or two. But I got to get through this stuff, and then once it's over, and we're not doing it again for another year almost. All right, see you guys later. Go Hawks. Thank you everybody who watched videos, subscribed, commented, talked in chat this month. Appreciate it. Appreciate the support, and everyone have a good day.